Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of the McGonagall Boxing Podcast. Let's get straight down to it. Joshua Pulev, that's the breaking news at the moment. It's going to take place. Pulev is not going to step aside for Joshua and Fury. That's something his manager has confirmed. They've also got 3 weeks to come up with a new rearranged date and a new rearranged venue. So watch this space. Eddie Hearn is going to be a busy man in the next coming weeks. However, let's break the fight down. I firmly believe 6 years ago, prior to Pulev taking on Klitschko, this would have been a very good test for Joshua. A test I still believe he'd have won, but it would have been a stern test, a stiff test. I think Pulev would have hit him numerous times. He would have been game. I think he would have survived an early onslaught from Joshua. And Joshua, a bit like how he got rid of Povetkin, would have probably got Pulev out there around 7 and 8 and been a good test. Now I can't see this fight going more than 5 rounds. Pulev's 39 years old. He's looked very dire against Journeyman in his last couple of fights. And previous to that, he didn't look convincing against Hughie Fury, who obviously got that bad cut early on, and he still couldn't get Hughie Fury out of there, who was made for him, because obviously Hughie Fury is feather dusted when it comes to punching. Joshua is not. Joshua is, I believe, going to walk Pulev down, hit him, hurt him, and the signs were there. Now, I've watched a lot of Pulev's fights over the coming weeks. He's got an excellent kind of European-style jab. He fights almost like a Fisher-Price version of Klitschko. Good left jab, of kind of, he's upright, but he's tall and strong, good stance. He jabs you a lot, especially to the face, and which is a distraction. He did that a lot to Chisora. Then he follows up, a bit like Klitschko did, with a big booming overhand right. He hasn't got the power of Klitschko, but trust me, it stings. So there's a lot of concerns there, had this been, like I say, 6 years ago. The problem is, I think now Pulev's significantly slowed, where Joshua will see that overhand right coming, and I think he'll have time to counter with his own right hand, and that will be all she's wrote. Pulev's strong, he's got a decent chin, but again, that goes with age. Your legs goes with age, he's there to be hit, and there's only so many big bombs he can take off a prime Joshua, who's now 30 years old, coming up to 31. So this isn't going to go last long now. However, like I say, Pulev has got credentials. He's beaten some good fighters. He's beaten Kevin Johnson. He's beaten Chisora. He's had some big sort of tussles building up his career. He's won gold medals, European, and world level events as an amateur. So he's got credentials. I just don't think he's got enough now to worry or beat Joshua in any way, shape or form. But do we want to see the fight? Well, unfortunately, we have to see the fight, because as we all know, Pulev has only got one loss. He's still, whether you like it or not, he's the mandatory. He's the number one in the IBF. And if Joshua doesn't fight him, then ultimately he's going to get stripped. So, that's the bottom line. But, like I say, Ustinov win was good, Tony Thompson win was good, but Pulev, all these wins, all these big significant wins, Chisora even, they're like 7, 6, even Chisora fight 4 years ago. In his last couple of fights, he hasn't looked he hasn't looked convincing at all. He beat Kevin Johnson in an absolute bore fest 3 years ago, beat Hughie Fury 2 years ago, and then he struggled against the likes of, what's his name, Booker. His last fight, and Dino Journeyman. And he couldn't get him out there. So what's he going to do against a prime Joshua? Not very much. Like I say, don't expect this to go long. I think, unfortunately for Pulev, he comes at you. He's there to be hit. He's not a slick mover. He's very upright, very European style. He's got very predictable but effective style, but at 39, that's going to be slower than it was at 33. Joshua's going to see his punches coming, and Pulev, as seen when Chisora did get some rare success. Remember, this wasn't this Chisora of 2019. I think Chisora of 2019-2020 version would beat Pulev by KO. But 2016, unmotivated, untrained, really, Chisora, rightfully lost that fight. But the times he did have success, when he backed Pulev up, Pulev looked like a deer in headlights, a bit like Wilder did against Fury. He didn't know what to do, he just covered up and waited for Chisora to stop the barrage of punches. Joshua won't do that. He'll keep coming, and ultimately he's going to get Pulev out there within 5 rounds. And then he needs to make a strong statement. He will do, and then he'll call Fury out. The big thing is, where is the fight going to happen? I'm not convinced it's going to happen in the UK now. A lot of people are saying it may happen in the Middle East, which I think is a good option. The money's there. I think the lockdown restrictions are looser there. And I just think that's probably going to happen. They're also talking about, an amphitheatre in Europe. I don't think that's going to happen. The UK, I don't think any stadium events are going to happen for at least October. And I don't think Joshua wants to fight with no crowd. So, Middle East, I think Saudi Arabia, like he did against Ruiz too, is going to happen. That's a very likely venue. And I think this will take place around September time. Watch this space. Like I said, it's going to be confirmed in 3 weeks. But it's going to happen. And I believe Pulev is going to get knocked out. And then bring on the super fight with Tyson Fury. Exciting times ahead. All right, guys. I'm out. See you soon. Bye.